Now that we have our first test, let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. One thing that I really want to do is start taking these selector calls and these data locator definitions and move those into a single place. We're going to make a page model class that's going to hold these declarations so that they're more reusable, and it'll really clean up our test, I think. So let's go ahead and add a page model folder. And in this folder, we're going to call this login. Now this is going to be a class that we can instantiate and import into our tests and use. We just need to import the selector function from TestCafe, and we're good to go. So we need to have a username input field, we have a password input field, and we have a login button. And we also have a logout button. So let's go ahead and define those. We could just grab those from right here. We can do that with password. And let's do the login button. Oh, we actually have a logout button that we're going to want to check for later on. So let's add that as well. Okay, now we have all of our selectors declared here in the login class. We need to export this. Let's export login. All right, now we can come here to our class, to our test, and import that. Let's call this login model. From page models, from login. Now we can replace the selectors with a new class. So we have our username, and let's grab our password. Okay. Now, something else we can do in our class is we can define different functions, different methods that we want to call from within our tests. One of those that we want to actually call is going to be a login method. So let's go ahead and define that. We're going to call that user login. The only parameter we need is the test controller. I'll type test controller. So what we're going to do is we want to enter our username, enter our password, click login. So to enter the username, we use the type text method on the test controller. We pass in the first parameter is the selector we need, which is the username. Second parameter is what do we want to put in there. So we're going to put in a fake email address, and we're going to pass a couple options. We're going to pass replace and paste. Replace just means that we're going to replace whatever is in the input field, and just in case if something was there already, if we don't replace it, it'll just add to the string. And paste just means instead of typing character by character, TestCafe will just paste it into the field, making it a little bit faster. So we're going to do the same here. And if you want to make your test as fast as possible, I really recommend using these different little hints here. And we want to click that login button. Okay, we have our method. Let's go back to our test, and let's make a test for logging in. So when you log in, we want to test to say it should show the logout button after logging in. So we're going to await. We want to first log in, passing that test controller. Now we are going to await. We expect the login button or I'm sorry, log out button exists on the page. So let's go ahead and run that. We should have two passing tests. First, the Chrome browser is going to spin up. It should run really quickly. And there we go. We have two passing tests.